Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to tonight's show. It's your girl Sunny D. Guys, y'all want to say hi?
What's going on, good people? It's your boy Clinton. You already know what it is.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles. Glad to be here in the building.
Yes, we got a great show for y'all lined up tonight. Today is May 16th, 2 days from my birthday, 2019.
Oh, it's your birthday.
Happy
birthday. I'm about to act
birthday.
up. I got my Game of Thrones Oreo cookies already, so I'm about to be turned up.
Oh man.
Yeah, somebody got me that at work.
Said send me a couple of cooks.
Right? I send you a package off. I send it off. I overnight it. Now I'm in play. As I said, it's May 16, 2019. If you're listening right now, you're on blogtalkradio.com/G.F.T Radio Show. Y'all want to cop some of them merchandise that y'all see us wearing, those shirts that y'all see us wearing all the time? Go to teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. Like
yes,
our
all the
Facebook
time.
page.
So like when I was on vacation this last time, I had nothing but GFT Radio Show shirts. Just repping the whole time.
Yeah.
LA.
Well, I wore one last weekend, and I looked like a lesbian because I had on sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt, so I looked like a lesbian / butch. I guess. I don't know, but I'm rocking the podcast shirt, so whatever. Who cares?
I wear my hoodie like every day with the logo.
Oh yeah.
But it's almost no longer hoodie season.
Yeah. I wear it like every day. Just no matter where I go, I keep it up.
I'm mad it's May and you still can wear a hoodie though. That's sad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, some days you can. It be like that.
Yeah, we finally had a decent day today. You know what I mean? But still, it's ridiculous. That's 2 years in a row we didn't have a spring.
Cool.
Yeah, it definitely started off cool. That's 2 years in a row we didn't have a spring. We just skipped straight to summer.
Right.
Well, we trying to have a spring because it rained. I guess I don't know. As long as my birthday is gonna be nice. So have fun this weekend, guys. Saturday and Sunday will be beautiful. Enjoy it. Do some shit. Get outside. Get the kids outside. Spend a little bit of money. Do something. Walk through the park. I don't know, something. But yeah, if you guys want to chime in during our conversation, 657-383-1155. Willie, do you have Twitter up or no? Not yet. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything.
I'm getting it up now. I'm happily clickety clacking right now.
So if you guys want to hit us up on Twitter at GFT_radio and hit us up then. So the topic tonight, who came up with this one?
I think that was me. I was out there reading in these streets, and because thugs read too. So anyway, I came across this article, and the article was talking about it was a group of people that they had interviewed, talking about making friends when you're an adult and that kind of thing. And the article basically was asking the question, how do you make friends when you're an adult, or make new friends when you're an adult, that kind of thing. So I thought it was kind of an interesting article, and so I brought it to the podcast and was like, hey, we can chop it up about this, because I think some people, especially like you put in the summary, Sonny, it's the no new friends era, and I think some people are really on the no new friends tip, but for the rest of us out here who are personable and outgoing and love people, well, as much as you can love people. But anyway, we sometimes you gotta find new friends, or you might run into somebody who just got that vibe and that energy that you've been missing, and things pop off. So I figured we'd talk about it.
I thought it was a dope topic. Myself, even when I posted on my blog, got a couple of responses from it. Couple of responses from some friends as well, because it's definitely a challenge the older you get to make. I want to say the process of making friends. I mean, like I guess as we get older, the process we already understand the process, but the trust, to really nurture a friendship when you get older is, I don't know, because you got that's the problem. What are we really classifying as friends? Are we using this word? You know what I mean? I think sometimes we use the word friend too loose.
Yes.
I agree.
So when we talk about making new friends or making friends when we get older, it's like, with me, it's like almost like an intimate relationship. You got to cultivate that. You got to nurture it. You feel me? You really got to go through something. See, you know what I mean? With a real friendship, you know what I mean? You go through some trials and tribulations, ups and downs. As we get older, it's like we really want to do that, and we really want to invest that time. You know what I mean?
What's starting over?
Actually, I guess let's. Yeah, I mean, this definitely just already hits on the reason we were in the new friends era is because I think it's because trust issues, right? We got a lot of people out here who are all about themselves, that are all about, for selfish reasons or for reasons unspoken, they do things counterproductive. I'm sorry.
I said ulterior motives.
Right, ulterior motives, exactly. So for whatever reasons, they do things that end up hurting people in the end. They end up, they're doing things just to kind of, benefit themselves and forget everybody else. So I think a lot of that trust issue makes it hard for people to want to branch out, that want to, extend their inner circle to somebody new. And like you said, because, there's a lot that's riding on that, I kind of think about it like with relationships. People are in the same boat. When you're out there looking for a relationship, a lot of times it's for the companionship. A lot of times it's for, the partnership or all these other things. But that goes along with friendships too. Especially when you're talking about, people that you would consider really good friends. Your crew, your best friends, things like that. So I think a lot of times, and I think like you said too, it's with the trust part of it, it's being able to open up about, who you are and what you're about, and leaving yourself open to that person, and that's hard to do with somebody that is brand new to your life. You definitely have to go through something with them, have a shared experience or a shared issue that makes it easier to kind of let that guard down.
I don't necessarily 100% agree with that, but I want to say this before I even start the response to that. I think there's 3 different types of friendships that we make within our life. You make the friends that you meet when you're a kid. You kind of grow up with them. They get you at your innocence. When you're just learning or just going through life and going through different things as a child. Then you meet the friends that you meet. I would say later on, a high school, you start meeting best friends, people that you really consider your best friends. You not that you're just meeting them, but you kind of define who these people are to you, and early into college, and then you meet the people once you're past 30, and then you build those friendships. I think all 3 are good in the aspect because when you're childhood friends, you know them as a child. You're not around them in everyday life, but you still consider them a friend because they know the core of who you are as a person because they kind of grew up with you. So you know who they are, they know who you are. But then, people change, so we grow up. So when you're an adult, you kind of, hopefully at that point, you already are who you're supposed to be in life. So you kind of get those real friendships of as an adult, as somebody who has been through some things, and kind of get to see people for who they really are versus just being friends with somebody because you grew up with them or you met them in a classroom or something like that. So now you can kind of pick and choose who you meet and who you want to be your friends, or does that make sense?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, so, but I feel like I've met people, like, I don't want to say I was part of the no new friends era, but, like, I wasn't out here as an adult trying to make friends. Although in my adulthood, I've met genuine people who I consider, like I can, like, we didn't have to really go through anything for us to connect. It was just that first meeting of conversation, and then, you know, meeting them at different events that we were attending through a mutual friend, and really getting to, like, to the core, who's, like, not really getting to the core, but, like, getting to be around this person in different environments and them still being authentic as they were when I first met them. So that kind of built the relationship between us. So I don't necessarily agree that you have to actually go through something to make a friend. It's kind of like you have to, they have to be open until you.
Well, no, that's what you're doing. Oh, good. Well, I just wanted to make it clear what I mean by going through something. It's not negative. It's not always negative. It can be positive. What you just said right there proved my point. you met them at an event, or you met them through somebody's whatever, or you go somewhere and you're both trying to build up on something or whatever. It could be positive. Going through something means you are going through something. Not that you're both, you know, down and out. Not that you're both out here, you know, like, oh man, we both got divorced at the same time. Now we can be friends. No, it doesn't have to be that. You could both be just going to school together, or you can both be working at the same job, and you're both like, you know, I'm in this department, you're in this department, but we're at the same level, and we're both trying to get our come up, or whatever the case may be, or on opposite sides of the spectrum. So you don't have to be in a negative position. I definitely want to talk about that later. But you know, you could just be going. You could just have and that's what I said. It's a shared. You might have a shared experience that helps you let your guard down. Having that shared experience, being positive, negative, or indifferent. You know, going to the park. Oh, we both got kids and we both like this park. Now we have a shared experience. Now we let our guard down. Now we're talking. Now we sitting up here chopping it up about stuff has nothing to do with the park. now we discussing, you know, our economic interests, and we got economic interests in common too. And now you're having a new shared experience because now you both are doing something different. You know, so it can be positive.
And also, like I said, with me, that's why I said earlier, it's like, you know, everybody got their own definition of what they consider a friend. You feel me? You know, just because I'm friendly with people doesn't necessarily mean we're friends. Doesn't necessarily, you know, my friends I have relationships with. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So like that's why when we say we're making friends, in my mind is all right. I'm building a relationship. So like Willie said, like, you know, we have to experience, in order to have a relationship, you have to have experiences together. You have to go through things together, the ups and some downs. You know what I mean? Like, to really know if it's really real. You feel me? Because I mean, like we did a show before when we was talking about friends, and we were saying how, you know, how we grow that we see some friends don't keep it real. You know, I don't want to be around people, you know, that's always agreeing with me on some, you know, to me that's not authentic. So like, I can't, just because somebody always agree with me and cordial with me, that doesn't necessarily mean they're my friend. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I say when we had these conversations about friends, everybody has their own definition of what a friend is. You know what I mean? Just because I grew up with somebody all my life or in the same way, they don't necessarily make us friends. You feel me? Right. Like, you're no different than a neighbor in my eyes. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily friends with my neighbors, but I'm cool. We're very respectful. We can have a conversation. We could be friendly, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's a relationship there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's why with me, is like, the older I get, it's like, it really don't have much to do with trust. It's more so, it's like, do I really want to invest that time? I mean, trust has something to do with it, but it don't work out. You know, or do I have the time to really cultivate that relationship?
Right.
The friendship. Cultivate a friendship. You know what I mean? Because we can have business relationships, or we could have just different types of relationships. But as far as a friendship relationship, it's like, all right, that got to be cultivated. That got to be nurtured. You feel me? That takes effort.
Right.
That's how I see friendship.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that having a clear understanding of what type of relationships you're having with people is important, especially like you said. I agree that people are very loose with the term friends, loose with their inner circle, so to speak. Some people also are very what's the word? They're kind of naive to the situations that they put themselves in with other types of people. You know what I mean? Because there's certain types of people that you can get associated with, and like you said, it doesn't mean that they're your friends. They could just be. You can just be an opportunity for them. You can just be a come up for them. Or you just somebody that's in their general vicinity. And
exactly.
It's not like they're willing to put anything on the line for you, or vice versa. So it's definitely something important to keep in mind when you think you're either out there. And really, I think after a certain age, I don't think we're really looking for friends. I would say we're rarely looking for friends. Like right now, I'm not out here looking for friends. Before I got with my fiance. Was I looking for a woman to be with? Kinda, yeah, because I enjoy having companionship. I wanted to get married again eventually. So was I looking for a companion? Yes. Am I out here looking for friends? No, not really. I'm not like out here like, oh man, that guy looks like a nice person to talk to. That's not happening. I don't like people in general anyway. So
exactly.
General public, I try to stay away from. So. I think a lot of times we're, I would say 9 times out of 10, we're out here getting new friends by mistake, which is a good thing in a way, because I think that's the reason we make so many mistakes in relationships and love and you know what I'm trying to say, and dating, is because we're out here looking, we're out here searching. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why we make so many mistakes, because we're out here interviewing and trying to pull people in. Where with the friendships, especially if you end up with a real friend, like you said, Clint, is that I think a lot of times we're getting these people in our lives by mistake. They're just kind of like out of nowhere, they're just kind of dropped in our laps. And when we start to cultivate that relationship, a lot of times, well, I won't say a lot of times, because at least in my experience, I've seen it halfway, good, halfway bad. But the shared experience that brings them in your life is what kind of makes it. What's the word I want to use? It's like it kind of shapes the way that you build the relationship. If it's positive, I think a lot of times if the relationship is positive, it's only built on positivity. I think a lot of times you may be actually a little more guarded from a friendship perspective, because you're only just looking at it from the perspective of, we're sharing this relationship in this arena or this area, and you're like, and you're just building up either that situation, or it may just be something that you guys are doing together, or whatever the case may be. But when it's negative, I think a lot of times we let our guard down more, because that shared negativity is humbling. You know what I mean? The humbleness of it is like, you realize there's another person out here who's hurting just like I am, and they're going through something just like I am. So exactly. So yeah, exactly. So I think, say it one more time for the people in the back.
Pain shared is pain lessened.
Exactly. So I think that a lot of times in that situation, you let your guard down a little quicker, and that person is able to get more out of you, and you're able to get more out of them, and you end up bonding quicker in that situation. Well, I won't say quicker. People bond on positive experiences really quick too, but you know what I'm saying. It becomes this energy between the two of you. Now, I won't get into that right now. I want to have a whole conversation on what I want to go into on that part of it. But yeah.
Well, hold on, guys, because we have a caller. They've been holding on patiently, and I just don't want to have them hold on any longer. But I'm going to put them in. I believe I know who it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So hold on. Caller, you're on the line with G.F.T Radio.
Hey, this is Dane.
I thought it was. Hey, Dane.
Hey, we missed you last week.
I know. I could have been on.
Yeah. Yeah, Willie Styles better be my only friend. That's all I got to say. We go too far back.
Dame is a day one.
All I got to say is Domino's.
Right.
Domino's Pizza. Worst driver ever.
I was going to say, because I wanted to piggyback off something Willie said, because when we talk about relationships, like intimate relationships and friendships, it seems like we vet friendships or somebody becoming a friend more than we would vet a potential partner.
True.
You know what I mean? It's like, like you said, people out here looking to be in a relationship, looking for a significant other, but they're not necessarily looking for friends, right?
Right.
When in actuality, that person you're trying to be a partner with supposed to be your friend first before y'all even, you know what I mean? Y'all should be friends.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's the weird. And like I said, like you said earlier, like we're at this age where we're not really looking for new friends. That doesn't mean we're not capable or that we won't make new friends. I don't want to put it out there like I'm not open to making new friends, but like Willie said, I'm not necessarily out there searching. You feel me? If it's just if it happens, it happens. You feel me? Because one thing, this is why I like this conversation, because with me, I like to get deep with the word friend. You know what I mean? Because there's be certain things people say that be irking me too. You feel me? It's like some people would say, man, such and such only call me when they need something, right? And in my mind, I'm like, well, damn, that's good. Because they're not calling you all the time when they want something. Because if you're a real friend, I should be able to call you in need, or that person should be able to call you when they're in need.
Right.
That's when you feel me. That's when that real friendship's supposed to, you know what I mean, show and prove. Is when a person is in need. Will you willing to help them? Will you willing to make yourself uncomfortable to help them? If you know what I mean. But you know, too many of us now. You know, of course, if people. I'm not talking about those who abuse that. But I'm saying if somebody's in need, or they suffer and they call you when they're in need, then and that's the only time they call. Well, to me, that's a true friend too, because they're not hounding you. They're not trying to suck you dry. You feel me? You may be their last resort. You know what I mean? They didn't even want to call you. They just want. You feel me? That's one of the only friends I got. Let me see if they can help. If they can't help, I got to figure something else out. But like that's what that's what I consider friendship. When I can call you when I'm in need. You feel me? Not somebody that's always around. You feel me? That's not always a friend. You feel me? That doesn't classify somebody a friend. Even somebody that's, you know what I mean? You know, you got people that come around, they may lighten up the mood. You feel me? You just got them type of people, them gregarious people who come around, they just lighten up their people persons. You feel me? And they may make you feel like you're their friend or they're your friend. But it's really not. That's just their personality. You feel me? They really not invested in you. You know what I mean? Like, and like, too many times we get caught up in the fluff, the good parts of friendship. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Friendship is everything, man. To me, it's much deeper than just You feel me? Sharing experiences is also learning through them experiences. You feel me? You feel me? Because you can go through something with somebody, if y'all don't learn nothing, or if y'all in progress together through it, then, I mean, what was that experience really worth? You know what I mean? Like, we all go through things with people or been experience things with people, but if you ain't learn from nothing, if nothing ain't come from it, then what was that experience really worth?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think the next question is, what are the pros and cons of starting new friendships?
Dang.
Pros and cons. Meeting somebody new, getting to know them getting to know you is something new, exciting. You're like, oh, that's funny that this ticks them off or makes them happy. It can go both ways. You can make them, irritant and that's juvenile, Right. Like, man, I didn't know Will didn't like that. That's good to know for later on in life so I can make him mad or so I can keep him safe. You know what I'm saying? It's something he's allergic to or it's something that bothers him. Or vice versa, he learns that about me as well. Pros and cons. I don't know. The word friend is thrown around too loosely. I use acquaintances. And you have levels of acquaintance. Like people who I hang out with. Like, I hang out with this dude only. I mean, I can't call him a friend. If you can have somebody on every level of your life, that's a friend. People who you keep around for just, say, like entertainment, maybe going out somewhere, shopping, somebody who knows the best deals, or somebody who can help you out or they help you out. That's on a different level. That's my definition of a friend.
I can dig it. With me, you feel me? Pros is like Dane said, new experiences. Somebody may bring something to your life that you never experienced before. You feel me? Just new knowledge. You feel me? Also, companionship, just simple companionship. Find a new friend. You feel me? That y'all may connect on a certain level that with somebody you never did before. It happens. You know what I mean? That's a pro. You feel me? They just because, like I said, so you can meet somebody tomorrow that had the best intentions for you than somebody you knew your whole life. You feel me? So, that's a pro. Like I said, the major con to me is time. Time. You feel me? Because, usually if we're making new friends, it's usually in line with our priorities in life.
Right.
You feel me? So, hopefully, you meet a friend that's going to help you, that's y'all on a similar path, you got similar priorities, but you may run into a dope person who actually priorities may not necessarily be like yours, but they're a dope person, and they find you to be a dope person. So, but now y'all can really, in order to cultivate that friendship or whatever, it takes time. You know what I mean? That may be something that you don't have to really share outside of what you already got going on, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I guess, like I said, building bridges is, I guess, there's nothing wrong with making new friends. It's just that the process, as you get, the older you get, it's like how deep or how, what type of, like, I like what Dane said, the acquaintances, really, because, some people just going to be really, all right, that's just who I go out with, or, like for entertainment purposes, or, that's somebody I can do good business with. They're honorable, so I can do good business with them, and we connect on that level, and we deal on that level, but,
Really?
Good question.
I'm also on that.
So for me,
go ahead.
I was about to say, so my pros and cons would be definitely that, you know, the pros of it, like kind of like Dame said, is that the excitement, the energy that you get from connecting with somebody, especially when it really is a real friend, when it's a person that you really feel like you've built some kind of connection to, and that you guys are in this, you know, together for the same reasons. You know, I think it's cool because you realize, like, you know what, this person, either they're going through something similar that I'm going through, either positive or negative, or they may be giving you a certain energy, maybe some support, maybe some motivation, whatever the case may be. Like I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and we were talking about just, you know, when we're dealing with certain people in our lives who we've considered friends in the past, but now it's like you realize that there are certain mismatches in energy and certain mismatches in outlook and focus, which becomes part of the con part that I'm going to get to, is that I think a lot of times we're seeing that, you know, we need a certain personality to align with us from our friends, or we need a certain energy to align with us. You know, there are certain people in my life that give me certain types of motivation, that gives me certain types of insight that may give me, or that, you know, I may feel more comfortable doing certain things with, talking about certain things with. Like, I mean, me and Damon, we grew up, I think we've known each other for like 30 years almost, if not 30.
Don't tell my age.
Pretty close to it. So, you know, it's one of those relationships where, you know, I can go to him and be like, you know, talk about things that on a personal level, things that I believe, things that I feel about certain things or certain people, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I know he'll, even if he don't agree, he'll understand because he knows me. He knows where my heart is. He knows where I'm coming from. He knows he'll be fairly comfortable with knowing that I mean well, even if it doesn't come off it that way. You know what I mean? Same and vice versa. You know, if he comes to me and says a certain thing, I can be like, well, you know, I know how Damon is, or I know what Damon's, you know, what he's really thinking. So, you know, if he can't explain what he's trying to say, I can fill in the holes. You can't do that with everybody, of course, and a lot of that comes with time, you know. But then there's certain people, you know, that I do certain things with and hang out in certain places that I wouldn't do with Damon, you know. So it's like, because I know what Damon is into, I know what he likes, what he doesn't like. So I'm not about to be like, Damon, we're gonna go to the strip club and hang out with the hoes. He's not with that. So, you know, it's
not anymore.
It's you know, it's not with the incident. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I have certain friends who may motivate me in a different way than Damon could, because they understand something that I'm either doing or going through that I may not have been able to fully explain, where Damon can understand, or maybe Damon just never had that experience, so he doesn't know how to really speak to it, you know, and that's okay. You know, we good with that. But one of the cons, I think, and this speaks to, I think, to what, not to what Clint's been saying, but, you know, to part of what Clint's been saying, and I think we all have gone through this too, is that there's certain things that people either go through or they experience together, and then it becomes just the basis of the friendship. You know what I mean? Where you're like, and I think, you know, a lot of times it's on those negative ones. You know, I was just having a conversation with somebody about this in terms of how a friendship that they have, the main basis of it was, hey, you know, we're all going through this one thing, and this one thing is not our defining moment. It's a negative, it's a black eye on us, but it's not our defining moment. And, you know, it brought them close together. They went through the pain of it. The whole experience itself, you know, again, pain and negative situations will humble you. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, they got to their low point together, and then they helped each other through support, through encouragement through coaching each other along. They got themselves out of that, right? So they felt like, hey, we got this great friendship and relationship and everything is great, you know. So one of them is like, all right, so now I'm about to do some big things. I'm about to take my life to the next level. You know, I want to focus on the positives now. You know, I want to do this, this, and this in my life, new career, graduate from school. And the other person's like, so, you know, tell me about, you know, how such and such is doing you wrong right now. Like, bruh, like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to deal with that. Everything that they talk to them about, everything their energy is about is all just still the negative stuff happening in life. They want to move from the one negative that they were going through to the next negative that they're going through. You know, I think a lot of that happens and it gets overly done and it's draining. You know what I mean? Some people do just live off of the negativity in their life, you know. And I saw a guy, he posted, it's been going around on Instagram and stuff. He said the most of your friendships are trauma bonds. That's why they never support you. Your growth means that they can't emotionally attach to your weaknesses anymore. That's not love. So I think, and I think that speaks volumes to a lot of these friendships out here, is that people are getting together on trauma. And one of the people, or sometimes both, are feeding off of the trauma, and they're feeding off of the negativity. And it's a codependency that continues to grow, and it just defines that relationship, you know. So I think a lot of times when a person sees that, and if they don't live off of that energy, you know, they really need to figure out a way to turn themselves around and out of that, because it'll eat you up. It'll eat you alive being in a situation like that. And a lot of those are just those kind of friendships that, I mean, sometimes, you know, they could be old friends, but, you know, a lot of times it's those new friendships that you get because you've gone through some things in adult life, and you've gone through some situations. You might have got fired. You might be going through a divorce. You might be, you know, dealing with an abusive spouse or whatever the case may be. You know, so you connect with somebody on that level.
We're always looking for somebody to relate to.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
negativity just breeds negativity.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But you know what? It's funny. I'm actually trying to get rid of some old friends because your changes. You know, both of y'all change, or he might stay the same, or you might stay the same, and y'all just branch off. I mean, y'all once were friends, but y'all had to change your relationship to acquaintances, to whatever you two liked. Also, I've met people lately who I've had the same interests with. We got along fine, but there's just something about them that I never tried to, you know, make it, you know, flourish the friendship or what could be a friendship. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about, maybe it's not that time of my life where I'm looking to bring new people into my circle because, you know, my personal life is going in 8 different ways at the same time. I really don't have time to invest into friending people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a moment in time in everybody's life when they meet somebody else new. Maybe they're just passing. Maybe they're here for the long haul. You never know. But if they're still there after you go through your turmoil and trials and tribulation, maybe y'all can further the friendship or keep it status quo as an acquaintance. No harm, no foul. Just that's just life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let me switch it up.
Oh, well, y'all not gonna let me answer the question. Y'all just gonna run over. I mean, I know I'm the only girl up in here, but damn, I mean, really? Put some respect on my name. But no, I think it's the pros of meeting.
But all I hear is shade.
I'm just saying, y'all over here acting like y'all don't. Anywho, I'm about to unfriend
last week.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
James, have a seat. No, but the pros I would say to making new friends is getting a different type of friendship. Because you know you got people that you invested years with, stuff like that, people you've known for years, and meeting somebody new, they may have something that you're lacking with your other friends. So they're bringing some type of freshness to like the friendship aspect, and they may like, I remember I'm kind of compared to some of my friends. I had somebody I was friends with for God knows I don't know how long. I met somebody in the process of meeting them through them. But that person introduced me to different things, like, you know, going to different comedy shows, going to different things that I wasn't used to doing. And, like, even though I met them, like, I knew them at one point, but I wasn't friends with them until at that point we became friends, because we got to build on, like, just going to different things, like us liking to do other things outside of the norm that me and my other friend were just doing, and, like, that person wasn't interested in doing, so this person was interested in doing these different things, like, you know, going to a museum, like, just doing different stuff rather than normal stuff that most friends do, you know, go out and drink, go out to the club and, like, you know, talk about nonsense, like, talk about things, but I had somebody that was showing me a different, like, just something different. And even now, I meet people, not that I call them my friends, but I'm meeting acquaintances that I met, and just getting to, like, and I'm like Willie. I don't want to meet, like, I don't go out looking for people. Anywhere I go, like, even with work, I don't go to make friends there. I go to work. If I make a friend, that's fine, but I'm not looking for that. I'm never looking for something. I'm always just chilling. If I meet somebody, I'm cordial, I'm social, but I'm not trying to be a friend. If we end up being friends, that's even better. But I think, like, the pros and cons, like, just the newness of it and the new ideas, the new aspects and different things is always good. The cons would be, for me, I believe Clint said it, the kind of starting over, having to fill this person out to see if they're trustworthy, because at that point you already built that with these other people. You got to kind of see where they are trust-wise, because, you know, you got some friends that you really can't have certain conversations with because they don't really want to see you win. They kind of like hoping that you fail because they want you to be on the same level. So just kind of filling that person out is like, who wants to do that? It's like relationships. Who wants to start all over again? Nobody. But sometimes it happens. If you're lucky to meet somebody good, that's great. If not, it sucks because you kind of wasted time getting to know somebody that wasn't good to begin with, you know, as a friend or anything, you know.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely understand. I remember. Oh, I was just going to say, I remember mentioning on here before, like I said before, my dad used to always tell me, your friends now ain't going to always be your friends later. You feel me? So, like you say, you're going to outgrow people, and people going to outgrow you. And then sometimes, you know, we get too comfortable. Sometimes our friends get too comfortable with us. And we get too comfortable with, and you know, they don't see our growth. You feel me? They're still looking at us through old lenses. You know, I tell people that all the time. I'll be like, you know, you come across a old friend, and they're still talking to you like your mindset was 5 years ago, not knowing that you don't even think like that no more. You done moved on in life. You got different priorities. Things change. You feel me? So you may have to let that friend go, or that relationship has to change, and you may have to put yourself around new people. You know what I mean? And I like how Dane brought up, you know what I mean, we keep saying acquaintances, because, you know, you may have to put yourself in different situations to grow, around new people to grow, to help you grow, you know, and that's fine, that's great. That don't necessarily mean friend. You feel me? That don't necessarily mean friend. And that necessarily doesn't mean it isn't a friend either. I'm just saying, you know, it can go either way. It can go either way. But I do know one thing, because we talked about, I think we kind of had a similar conversation before on here, and we said, like, you know, sometimes, you know, friends, you outgrow them. You got to move on from them. And like Sonny said, we don't like to be alone. We're not meant to be alone. So what's the next recourse? Just find some new friends, or, you know, get acquainted with new people, so you can have that companionship. So then maybe something can flourish into a great friendship. You know what I mean? You always have to be open to it. I think that's one thing as we get older, we can't shut off the option of meeting new friends. Like, I don't think that's wise for anybody.
Right.
You feel me? I don't think that's wise for anybody, because, you feel me, you don't, like, You don't want to burn a bridge you might need to cross later. You know what I mean? You don't want to burn a bridge you might need to cross. And you never know. Like I said, with relationships, you know, I was talking to a young lady before, and recently, you know, we had a conversation. You know what I mean? Or what you looking for in and she was basically asking what I was looking for in a woman, and I was telling her what I don't want. I know what I don't want, but I also know that a dope female could bring something to me that I may not have no idea that she has. You feel me? I may not know what I do want. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you meeting somebody, we all want to meet somebody who brings something new, who brings something fresh, a different perspective. You feel me? So that's always
different perspective. Definitely always good.
yeah, always good.
You know, one of the things I like what Clint said, he doesn't always want somebody who is going to be his yes man friend. You want somebody who you can relate and bounce ideas off of. That's good to have somebody like that to keep you grounded and humble, because your opinion isn't law. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, it's good to have a debate in a calm, respectful manner. I mean, just because I think that's what we're missing that today, because if you're not with me, you're against me type mentality in this world we have in now. Like, we can disagree without being enemies. Mm-hmm. In fact, your idea might be better than my original thinking was, and vice versa. That's how we can actually get along and get this make this place a little bit better, having better ideas and brighter ideas than just lean on our own understanding. I mean, I've thought about some stuff before and talked to Willie or somebody else, and they say, well, from my understanding or my past experiences, yada, 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 this was probably a better recourse to go on. While having that dialogue, who knows what choices we could be making, bad or good. You know what I'm saying? So, like Clint said, it's good to have somebody who's not always going to agree with you, but somebody there to keep you humble, like to keep you grounded and keep you thinking, not just think outside the box. Now, that's a good friend.
Facts.
Definitely. Yeah. So the next one I want to get to is I want to skip past the one. I want to get to, have any of you guys had a different experience with merging your friends? You know, if you had current friends, and then you had new friends that met. How was that experience?
So when I saw that, the first thing I was thinking about was because you know I never have an issue or any you know anything what's the word? Nothing exciting or different happens when you merge friends when it's guys, because guys are guys. You know, we don't have emotional bonds. It's more familial, and then there's just like Clint mentioned, there's the trust, and then there's the time, right? So you know, there's just that. Outside of that, we're gonna get along with whoever in the building, so long as everybody respect everybody. That's all cool. But all my female friends, though, that's a whole.
Yeah, I experienced it. Yes, I definitely experienced it
for next week.
How to bring girls together. So,
no, you know what? I agree. I've experienced that. When I saw that, I don't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw that, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, yeah. I remember trying to merge a couple of friends of mine that were females, and it was you know, it was okay at the moment, but then it was just like it just you know, it's that fire and ice thing. I don't know what it is, you know, like women just don't trust other women, or there might be other issues. I don't know what it is, but you know, it's so weird.
Well, you know what that is, right?
What's that?
That's a show for next week. So
no, but I want to say why I added that one in, because I had different experiences with females meeting other females, and then, well, not even very, very similar, and it was to my surprise. So I've had the issue with female friends meeting female friends, and then female friends meeting male friends, and it going completely left. I don't know how, and you know, and as I said, as a female, I don't get it because I'm one of them females like with women. Some women have and I'm gonna say this, women, but I need y'all to realize that I'm being real honest and being real true. So if y'all feel some kind of way, y'all probably fit what I'm about to say. But it's a lot of insecure females, period. And the problem is, what I've experienced is I've brought in friends, like I have friends that are, some of my friends are very, very, very outgoing. They're sociable. They can meet anybody. You'll just love them, whatever. They have no problem. They met other people I've known, and things went fine. And then I have friends that I've linked up, and then somehow it was a disconnect to the point where it was just like envious. That's how I felt.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like it was for no reason, like, because I don't understand how you can offend other females by walking in, saying hello for under 5 minutes, and everybody don't like you.
Oh, she's too nice. Something's wrong with her.
I don't understand how that happened, but I watched it happen, and I was sitting there like, what the hell happened? Like, I watched this, I don't understand it, or I don't like so-and-so. You don't even know them, but, you know, it happens that way. And then I had an instance where I had two separate incidents where I had friends, female friends, meet a guy friend of mine, and it went left. It was not even get a chance to say, hi, my name is, it just went left. And it happened on two separate occasions with different friends, and I didn't understand it, and it's crazy to me because I'm like, I know that I know females. Some females are very territorial. They have, like, you have friends that you're their friend, and you can't be friends with nobody else unless they bring them to you. You can't have other friends outside of them, and we're pushing 30, past 35. I don't like we way too grown for that. But realistically, it happens. And then you have the friends who just don't like other people. Or, like, you can't ever have a girl trip of saying, oh, I'm going to invite this girl. I'm going to invite like 16 of my girlfriends, and we all going to have a good time. It's not going to go down that way. Because the first thing you're going to say is, okay, hey, guys, I'm having a girls trip. I'm inviting a couple friends. Well, who you inviting? Because I don't know if I'm going. Like, I don't understand it. And I'm a female.
Here's the thing, though, because I want to disagree with Willie, and I'm gonna disagree with you too. See, men like that too. It's just in a different way. Men and women are different, but you know what I mean, like it's similar. This is one thing I learned. It's like, you know, everybody ain't meant to be around each other. You gotta use wisdom. You gotta understand that. That's one thing that comes with age and experience. You know, like I got, you know, my circle isn't big. I don't want my circle to be big, but everybody ain't on the same part of that circle. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody ain't supposed to mix in the middle. That's not how it's supposed to work. You feel me? Everything. I'm just speaking on me. I know certain friends I have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got a lot that I call friends. But I know certain friends I have, I can't bring around another certain group of friends because it's a different type of energy. You understand? So I know they're not going to mesh. That's just something you got to know. You feel me? That's just something you should know as a friend. That, all right, they not going to mesh, so I'm not even going to put them in the situation. You feel me? It's a different type of energy. They may met under the right circumstances. They may be cool, and everything may be lovely out of respect for me under the right circumstances and the right venue. You feel me? But if I put them in an uncontrolled environment that I can't control, it's going to go left. I know this. You feel me? I got particular friends that are street dudes. You understand me? You know what I mean?
Right,
I'm not about to bring them to around certain friends, whether they male or female, that's not. And I got female friends that, you know what I mean. You feel me? I'm not going to bring them around the other friends that's not like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I should have quantified. Yeah, you're right. I should have quantified my statement with the fact that I know who to pick and choose to bring together anyway. I'm not going to bring well, at least I think I know until it does go up. But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, because I do have certain friends that I know just won't mesh with other friends, male related. Where it's like, okay, these guys are on a whole different level. Not up or down, but you know what I mean. It's just a whole different level in life, doing certain things versus what these people are on a different level doing other things, and they just, it's just not going to be a good conversation piece, that kind of thing, or like I know I got a friend right now who has a political leaning and a social leaning that doesn't preclude him to be part of fellas night, like I just don't need the argument, I don't need the negative energy, and I don't need I can talk to him and debate with him and all that kind of stuff. I'm not about to have him debating with certain other people because it's just gonna get ugly, so
I've been put in situations. Well, I've been put in situations where I met people. And I didn't I'm a person that if I don't when I meet you, whatever energy you give me, because sometimes I meet people, I'm like, oh fuck no, hell no, they don't even gotta say nothing, but their energy just screams to me like something ain't right about them, and I don't feel that way about people too often, but when I do, I pay attention to it. So I've been in situations where I went to I'm one of the people that you can take anywhere. I can meet all types of friends, and I'm gonna be cool. If I feel that energy about that person, I'm going to be cordial because first of all, is number one, I'm at somebody else's function. I'm not about to act crazy, or even if I get a vibe from them, I'm just gonna go with the flow and be cool. But I'm not gonna. But as far as trusting them and talking to them ever again, probably not. But I'm gonna be real cordial while I'm there. I'm not gonna be shady or nothing like that. But I think people forget. As sometimes these functions are not about you. It's about say if I have a gathering for my birthday, like I was planning to, and I'm inviting my friends and my other friends inviting her friends. We both know each other. I don't know all her friends, but I'm gonna be cordial. But she already knows how I am. If somebody cross the line in my area, I'm gonna shut it down immediately. She knows me, so she knows whoever she brings to my house. They I'm not standoffish. But it's just levels of respect that we're not about to cross. And
hold on,
I'm going to bring my friends, and they're going to understand that what's going to fly with me and what's not going to fly with me. So, you have to kind of be mindful of when you're meeting your other friends, you have to have some type of cordialness about you. Because at the end of the day, whatever reason that they're inviting you or meeting y'all, it's not about you. It's about that person. So you have to kind of put some of that pettiness or whatever it is aside and be real grown and be cordial. You don't got to say hi to this person. You don't got to be all buddy. You ain't got to high five each other and be like, you're the best person. But be fucking grown and cordial.
But still, and I hear all that. Oh, my fault. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just quick comment. Nobody ever does a thing like that. There's a lot of people who like to throw shade and just be petty and be loud and obnoxious. And be the totally opposite of what you just said that you do. They get off on stuff like that. That's all.
And that's true. And like I said, everything you said, Sonny, is cool. But still, in all, you feel me? Everybody still has to be wise. I could agree with everything you just said 100%, and that's how it should be. That ain't how it always is.
Yeah.
You feel me? That ain't how it's always going to be. And everybody don't mix. You can't invite everybody. You feel me? And sometimes you may be wrong. That's another thing. You feel me? Some people may mix that you don't think mix. You know what I mean? And you may, I ain't going to invite this person to this because I know such and such is going to be there and they might clash. Now, they may never even met each other, but, they might clash. But in another situation, they may not. That's why I say circumstances matter. You know what I mean? Circumstances matter in environment. environment in which people meet each other matter. You feel me? Because if that environment, if you know it may be a chance that something may go left, you have to be in a controlled environment, to an environment where you can control it. You feel me? You can get that thing under wraps immediately. You know what I mean? Because, like, for instance, you invited me to your housewarming or to your birthday party, whatever. Now, and we just speaking hypothetically, what if you know you invite somebody else that I don't get along with?
I will let you know.
Now, you would let me know, right? Now, it'll be up to me to make that decision. You feel me? Because now, you have to be mature enough as well to understand, because I could be like, Sonny, you know I fuck with you. Of course I want to be there. But you know if such and such even look at me the wrong way, you feel me? It's going to be an issue. It's on site. So it won't be wise for me to even show up to your event, because I don't want to, you know what I mean? I'll catch you on another one. You understand?
Yeah.
You feel me? Or, you feel me? That to me, that's the best case scenario, instead of me saying, all right, I'll come and not even communicate with you, or you not communicate with me that such and such going to be there, and, you know, it may be an issue. And then I get there, and next thing you know, your event ruined because lack of communication.
And I'll smack you out, Clint.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that. But yeah, I know. But that's how it go. That's how it go. Like sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, so whoever is the person, the middleman, got to be the wise person sometimes. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody. I learned a long time ago. Everybody is not supposed to mix. Everybody is not supposed to mix. Joel Santana had a song on I think his second album. He's like, you know what I mean? I keep my street niggas. Keep my weed niggas. And I never mix them. Ever. You know what I mean? You never mix them. You feel me? You know what I mean? That's law. You know what I mean? Because that's why so much drama happens in the streets, because people are mixed together who really, you know what I mean? That's like oil and water. Ain't nothing good gonna happen. You know what I mean? Everything ain't gonna be kumbaya. You know what I mean? We want everything to be kumbaya. That's not reality. You know what I mean? And I wanted to disagree. I feel like dudes are way more sensitive than females. Y'all know how I feel about that. You feel me? So when you say, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you talking about insecurity. Like, nobody more insecure than a man. It's just that the difference between men and women is how we deal with it, or how we show it, our insecurity. You know what I mean? Men is our ego. We show our insecurity through our ego, pumping our chest out, beating our chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I have a question. I have a question about that. But I definitely want to say, guys, we're in our after show. Phone number 657-383-1155. I have a question just since you said that, because I posted this on Facebook, and it's kind of completely off the topic that we were talking about. But I posted on my Facebook because, you know, y'all know, Clint, so y'all know what I've been dealing with. But I posted this. I was, where is it? Hold on. Okay. I just found it. Okay. So I posed this question to my Facebook friends. God damn it, where did it go? Oh my goodness. So it was basically asking about I basically put there's just like there's bitter females, there's a lot of bitter men out here as well. And my question was, who's more forgiving and why?
Oh yeah,
well,
I would say women are definitely more forgiving, I believe, than men are.
Yeah.
Because our pride is gonna prevent us from being forgiving in certain situations. We're gonna be more apt to hold you to your word, hold you to your position, and make you eat your actions and eat your words. You know, I definitely agree. You know, and you know, I guess that brings to the point that Clint made earlier, is that we're more sensitive in that respect. You know, the fact that, you know, we gonna hold you to what you say or hold you to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the actions you take are going to speak volumes to me. And I mean, that's true. I mean, I ended my whole marriage based on that because of the fact that I felt like from a standpoint of trust and actions that it was not going to work out because I had no problem working through infidelity, you know, dealing with whatever she had done. You know, that's all out in the open. We good. We understand that happened. All right, boom. We can get past that. There's therapy, there's this, there's that. But then when your actions show that you still haven't learned from your mistakes and that you still aren't doing right, then that tells me that you don't care. And that tells me that, you know, we're not on the same page, we're not on the same level, we're not dealing with this the same way. And so now I gotta hold you to that and move you to the left. You know, so I think a lot of times men, you know, we feel like if you tell us something, then that's word. You know, be true to your word. Be you know, and I can forgive you if it's not horrible. You know, if it's something like, oh, I know I told you I was going to do this for you, but I just can't do it right now. It's like, all right, you know, now I know in this part or in this situation, don't rely on you to do this. But past that, we still cool. You know, I'm not mad. You know, we're not going to end our friendship on that. You know, that kind of thing. You know, I mean, if I told Clint, man, you know, I'm coming to Jersey and I need a ride from the airport. And Clint's like, well, you know, this is my business. You know, so, you know, if I come, you know, if you can, you know, at least, you know, get me costs on my trip, you know, because I'm gonna be missing out on business. And I'm using my business vehicle to pick you up. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I got you all day. You know, I'm gonna throw you, blah blah blah. And then I get there, and I'm like, man, Clint told me it's gonna cost me, you know, this much if I do it, you know, if I have him pick me up. But you know, I really could just take this Uber because I got a discount on my Uber, so I'm just gonna do that. And I catch the Uber. Clint already at the airport waiting on me. Like I'm, you know, my boy Will, you know, blah blah blah. And then I'll be like, I call him in the Uber on the way to the hotel. Like, oh, you know, man, I'm good. He'll be like, damn, like I done took time out my day. I done, you know, blah blah blah. You know, he might be a little salty on the fact that he lost that time and, you know, the little pocket change. But he you know, money probably ain't a big deal. And the time he'll be like, I'll get that later. You know, he ain't gonna stop being my friend, but he gonna be like, you know, I can't trust you to respect my time on my business thing. So, you know, I just know in the future you need to ride. I'm gonna be like, dog, you know, you may want to catch up. So, you know, I think, you know, and he gonna probably hold me to it for a long time, you know. And I think that, you know, and it's only right, you know. But I think that, you know, women, I think a lot of times they give you a lot of chances, you know. And I see it all the time, even when women don't want to give you a chance, you know. Like one of my friends, she's like really good for this. She's like, she'll cut a chick off in a heartbeat. Like, I mean, you look at her wrong, you dead to her. But, you know, if you do something for somebody else or you say the right thing, she'll forgive you. She'll be like, all right, you know, maybe you were having a bad day and blah, blah. I mean, she has a really forgiving heart, but she also, you know, she sees, you know, when people have she gives people the benefit of the doubt. You know, she will give people the benefit of the doubt. But I see that with a lot of women, you know, where they not only just the benefit of the doubt, or they may just be like, you know what, I'm going to give you another chance. I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. You know, not to say that every man and every woman is the same, but I see it more often than not, at least in my experience, I see it more often than not where women will give you more of the benefit of the doubt, give you that second chance, give you that opportunity, you know, to redeem yourself versus where a guy going to be like, dude, you know, you don't already showed me you ain't to be trusted in this respect. So it's a wrap.
Sonny, check. It's some dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's some random, silly old dude who think you a hoe because of what some chick did to him in the 7th grade. You feel me? In West Bevelfuck. You feel me? And he mad at you. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's men right there.
That's men. Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
But see, it's a lot of men. I'm actually proud of y'all because it's a lot of men. Actually, Alex commented. Alex, you know, your boy Alex, he did comment on it, and he basically was like, I guess it depends on the situation, but he feels as though women are only more forgiving on when it comes to cheating. And I said, no, we get our feelings hurt a lot often, and we're willing to forgive you because somehow we think that we can fix dudes. You know, in our mind, we can fix y'all to make y'all perfectly right for us. And even though it's not correct, like his response was forgiving in what manner. And I told him, you know, when it comes to relationship problems like cheating or feelings being hurt in a relationship, blah, 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 he's the only thing women forgive more is cheating. Outside of that is definitely men. I think, and he did say something that I did agree with. I didn't agree with his initial statement, but he said that a lot of women struggle with accountability.
Yeah, but that's two different things.
I agree with that to a certain extent. It depends on the thing because I think, and I said this, I feel like people, and I said this on plenty of podcasts before about relationships, I think people stay too long to the point where they become bitter. And that's when, like, before you get bitter, if something ain't right, just leave the hell alone. I know I need to tell myself that several times, 1,000 times over. I know I need to take my own damn advice, but, you know, I'm just speaking honestly about how I feel, even though if I'm not following my own instructions. But I feel like in certain situations, we don't have accountability because I think that some men, not all, don't communicate where we fall short. Or if they communicate it, or let me. I'm almost done because I realized what I said. Or if they do communicate with us, the manner in which they choose to communicate or how they choose to communicate with us, it falls on deaf ears. It's a difference between talking to somebody than talking at someone. And I think when men are to the point where, because I think men hold in more of the women ain't shit, you know, like if we fuck up, y'all don't initially, some men, not everybody, some men don't communicate that until after the fact, well after the fact, and then like bring it up in a random, like you know how some females do bring it up in a random argument, some men do that. So then you find out that you fucked up. And by then, it's too late to fix it because they've been angry for however long they've been angry for. So I think that, like we always talk about, communication is key. When somebody does something that you don't like, you have to vocalize it because the only way it's going to fix it is to tell somebody what they did because nobody's a mind reader. If I hurt your feelings and you never say nothing to me or you never react to the point where I know that I hurt your feelings, I mean, sometimes we do things unintentionally. And if you don't tell somebody that they hurt you, they can't. They're not going to apologize or move past it.
Here's the thing. Telling you means nothing, or you're going to change your behavior. So I can tell you
but if you don't tell me, how would I know that I need to change it?
But then that goes back to accept the responsibility. A lot of you just said you don't like how you're being told, but you was being told. You feel me?
Yeah, but
you just said you just got
the same way.
Told, just literally just said it's not what you said. It's how you tell. So the problem ain't that we didn't tell you. You got mad at how we told you. So that's like hold on, let me finish. That's like a we sleeping together, and I say I don't like something that you do in bed, but I say it in a harsh tone. You're gonna be mad, right? You're not gonna hear what I said to you. You're gonna be hurt how I said it to you. No, you assume I'm gonna be mad. I didn't say I was gonna be mad. You feel
well,
me?
I'm not saying you particular, but
I'm just saying, but you're assuming whoever you tell is gonna be mad. If anything, okay, they ego may be hurt, but they may be thankful. All right, well then, thank you for letting me know I was doing it wrong, so now I can do something right. If you didn't tell him, that's on you. You feel me? If you was mad at his feelings, trying to save his feelings, that's on you. So I mean, that's my point.
Yeah.
If I tell you something, you feel me? Don't respond to me. Oh, I don't like how you said it, and then tell me I didn't tell you, or we don't tell you something. No, you just mad at how you being told. You know what I mean? That you heard it, you was told. You feel me? You just ain't like what you hear.
That's what he mean by when we say women don't take responsibility for nothing. Because we're telling you. You just admitted we told you. But you said the problem is the way we told you.
I said sometimes, not all the time. It's not always an issue.
Yeah, but
they didn't like the wrapping of the gift.
Exactly.
Of the truth.
That shouldn't even be an
like
issue.
The package.
You wanted to be told. We told you. We're different. You want us to communicate how y'all want us to communicate. We're different. And the men had the same problem. You know what I mean? We want women to communicate how we want to communicate. We got to understand we communicate differently. Everybody communicate.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean? Both sides got to understand we communicate differently.
And I think it coming from the opposite sex, being told something, I know it changes a little bit because most men and women like to be told directly, no sugarcoating it, when they talk to each other. But as soon as the opposite sex tells them the truth straightforward, it's a big issue. I don't like the way you told it. You was kind of cold-hearted and kind of blunt with it, no text.
Right.
So it's a slippery slope when you do that.
Yeah. And then like the two things are different. One being more sensitive and one taking responsibility, being accountable. Those are two different arguments. Those are way two different arguments.
Right.
So those two different conversations.
Willie, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
He's playing Candy Crush.
You said what?
I said he's playing Candy Crush.
Lord.
I am not playing Candy Crush, I promise.
Yeah, but I get where Al coming from.
Yeah, I got part of it too. So. But I don't agree with that.
I do feel like women are more forgiving. Y'all way more forgiving. It's not even close. It's just part of your nature.
Yeah, like I said.
I think it's on certain things too.
I think it's just they're more forgiving.
Yeah.
But I think circumstantial is a little different. If we're going with cheating, as far as the forgiving part, I think they can forgive you cheating with somebody, a complete stranger, circumstantial, versus cheating with somebody who they know. Sonny?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I think.
I zoned out real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I think women, I don't know if I'm right or not, can forgive men more for if they found out if they cheated with somebody who they barely know versus somebody who, say, the other woman knows.
So like the other woman knows, or like somebody that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think cheating is cheating. You'll be hurt regardless, but it cuts deeper that if it's somebody that I know. Don't sleep with none of my friends or my family because I might stab you. The possibility. You might get stabbed. She might get stabbed. It might be a lot of stabbing because why would just leave me the hell alone? Because at that point, don't cut me that deep because just leave me alone. You don't want to be me. Don't want to be me. Then go sleep with whoever you want to. Don't do that while I'm currently with you. Just leave me the fuck alone and do that when you kick me to the curb. Don't do that while we're together because like I said, both of y'all might end up getting stabbed. Because for one, this person knew me and knew how I felt about you and didn't care, and you didn't care, so both of y'all gonna get stabbed.
Right.
So, just don't do stupid shit like that.
Mental note, don't cheat.
Everybody I date, don't do that.
First 48.
First 48 too? No. Let me tell you how I'm a first 48 too. I'm gonna stab you. This gonna be the evidence. They gonna pull up this podcast right here. The thing was premeditated, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stab you, right? I'm going to wake up like I don't know what happened. I'm not even going to react to when you cheat on me. I'm just going to stab both of y'all and be done with it. And then go sit next to you, wake up like, oh, my God, call the ambulance, get the hospital, boo-hoo crying, like, who stabbed you? Oh, my God, this is crazy. Meanwhile, Fancy, I dare you to tell him it was me. I dare you to tell him. Like, I'm going to jail.
They're going to bring me in that room first.
I won't plead the sanity case for you.
They're going to bring me in that first 48 room. Like, let me get a cigarette and a beverage. Let me tell y'all how this whole story began. Start snitching on myself.
Right, exactly.
And I plead temporary insanity because who would speak to somebody that I know? Why would you do that? Of course I was going to go crazy. My mother was crazy, and she got paperwork. I probably still got it in the house. I was bound to be crazy. He made me crazy. And then the whole while I'm sitting there, I'll be talking to somebody else behind me that nobody else going to be behind me. I'm like, shut up, girl. I'm trying to tell a story. And then they're going to know I'm going to get my corners. You're going to sit up in the crazy house and chill out.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't the one. I'm just crazy, but.
So hold on.
Everybody want to bring something up before we got this last 10 minutes to stretch?
I want to ask y'all about what y'all was talking about before the show started.
Oh yeah, the Alabama is restricting, basically shutting down the abortion. If any doctor performs an abortion in the state of Alabama, they get going to jail for 99 years. 2 other states, which I don't remember the names, are trying to pass the law to outlaw abortion. Oh yeah, and in Alabama, don't care whether or not you got raped or nothing. They don't care. The only way that you can get an abortion is if it's your life over the baby's life. It's the only way you can get it. But the other 2 states are trying to pass an abortion law as well. Theirs are not going to be as restrictive as Alabama, but they're trying to define whether or not when the baby is actually a person, whether or not it has a heartbeat, whether or not the mom knows that when the mom first found out that she's pregnant or acknowledges that she's pregnant and then decides to terminate, she could be going to jail for that. So it's either the heartbeat, the first heartbeat, or the at a certain point of the baby development.
So what y'all think about it though? Because we only got a couple minutes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't. You're telling someone that you're telling a female that the government has a say on what she does with her body. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if that person is not financially? Not to say that abortion is the end all be all. There's birth control. There's adoption. Open adoption, stuff like that. There's other choices. But for this is what I'm gonna speak from. From as a person who was raped or sexually assaulted and to find out that you're pregnant in the state of Alabama, you cannot get an abortion now. Or when that law goes into official, you can't get an abortion. That's crazy because it's hard enough the fact that you got raped. Then you're gonna have a baby by the person that raped you, and you can't then you have to give up for adoption, which might be hard. Like, it's just stuff that's psychological stuff that you shouldn't have to deal with. And then, I just feel like it should be a woman's choice. Not to say that abortion is birth control. It shouldn't use birth control, but the woman should have a right to choose, or the family, because it's not just a woman. Sometimes you're married, you choose that, you had enough kids, so now you're going to have an abortion, you're going to get your tubes tied. I just think that the government shouldn't be able to have that say.
Right. I agree. Yeah, I agree definitely that the government shouldn't be involved in personal matters like that. And not look at it from the body aspect of, this person has their personal health and the things that they have to go through being decided by a governmental entity. And that's just not right. It's wrong on so many levels because, you're inviting now to say that the government can make health decisions for you and say, because I know I know people who have decided that they don't want cancer treatments. What if the government says, oh yeah, now that we can dictate if you can be pregnant or not, now we're going to dictate if you have to take cancer treatments or not. And we say you're going to take it regardless of what you think. The situation with vaccines and people going back and forth about that. The government, says, oh, well, we're going to start requiring it, and you're going to be facing felony charges if you don't do this, and all this kind of stuff. It's so many different things on so many different levels that this is going to start to take shape on, or that this can open the door to, and a lot of people are going to say, oh, no, that'll never happen, but yeah, we also the same people who had, centuries of saying that, we weren't going to allow the government to make certain decisions and to do certain things, and we got the government all over our business right now, and this is just a ongoing battle that's been going on for decades now. What is it, Roe versus Wade? I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was in the 70s, and so you're talking this legal battle has been going back and forth for like 40 years. So it's something that, one, I think the energy being spent on it is ridiculous. Two, the problem too is
say that one more time. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
The energy being spent on it is ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. Because my thing is, there's more important things we need to be debating about, and there's more important things we need to be focused on that we need to be taking care of. And the other thing is that I think, the penalties behind it, like somebody that posted, and I don't know how 100% true this is, but I'm pretty sure it's true because of the fact that I've seen certain cases come out this way. But basically, they're like, these rules or penalties rather that are being described will make having an abortion be penalized higher than a person who, rapes another person, who assaults a child, who
murder somebody,
even murder somebody in certain states. So you're going to penalize somebody for taking a stand on or making a decision on their body, on their situation, and you're going to penalize them higher than somebody who literally who's taking somebody else's whole life away. That's crazy to me. It don't make sense. And I think it's more, people want to impress their, personal beliefs on somebody else. And that's what we need to put a stand on. It's like, this should not be allowed. This should not be happening. It's sad to me that a whole state government felt like this was the right thing to do when it's not. It's like, yeah, I understand, like you said, Sonny, I don't think it's the ultimate answer in every situation, but there should be a choice, and there should be a right for a person to be able to say, you know what, this is the right choice for me, and this is the right situation for me, and let them deal with that on their level and with their God and with their people and their family and their situation. Let them deal with that. There's so many other things we allow other people to make decisions on. This should be one of them.
I definitely agree. I don't feel like the government should be involved in any of it. You feel me? I don't feel like the government should be involved in any of it. You feel me? In personal matters, because that's a slippery slope. Because before you know it, like Willie said, they'll be trying to control everything. You feel me? It's like we already allowed them to invade our privacy in so many ways that they shouldn't have. That they shouldn't even be able to. We have allowed it, and so now we're letting them dictate what they can do to us physically or what we can do. I mean, like, come on, like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like Willie said, whether your view, you know what I mean. Like we spoke about abortion on here before. You feel me? No matter what anybody's view is, or they're against abortion or with it, the government, you know what I mean? That's a personal decision. Like, you know what I mean? Like Sonny said, every situation isn't the same. You feel me? Like married couples have these discussions as well. I know married people who've had these discussions, who've had abortions. You know what I mean? It is what it is at the end of the day, and let them deal with it how they see fit. But the last thing anybody should be doing is running to the government to legalize or penalize people, threaten jail time. You feel me? And then at the same time,
you're imposing, like you said, you're imposing your faith. You feel me? This is supposed to be a free country. We can practice our faith freely. You feel me? I don't believe what you. If I don't believe what you believe, how can you pass that into law and make me abide by it? By your God or by your faith or how you see God? Like, nah, that's unacceptable to me.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap the show, guys. Y'all wanna give out your information?
You already know it's your boy Clint. Hit me up on my blog. I've been posting a lot of poetry lately. KingStruth.com. Twitter @eTrent.
It's your boy Willie Styles. Get at me at Willie Styles and everywhere. WillieStyles.info for all my links.
And of course, it's your girl Sunny. I am Sunny_D. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Catch me on my blog at unreservedlyme.com. Thank y'all for listening tonight. Dame, thanks for calling in. Go to our website, GFTRadioshow.com. I had your brain. My brain just left me. teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. Playback, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and of course here, blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. Thank y'all for listening tonight.
See y'all in 7 days.
And Bend Your Lives Matter.